You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's talk about some of the box office returns this past weekend. I got to say, I had missed, let me start in the middle of the pack. Coming in at number 5 this week is Wicked. I sat down and watched Wicked with my wife, and here's how we came to the movie. My wife went with a friend to see the stage production at the Pantages the day after New Year's. She went with a friend. I had already seen it. Long story. I had tickets because of work when we interviewed Clifton Davis a year or so ago, and we got tickets to go. She couldn't go, so I went by myself that evening. She got a chance to see it on January 2nd. We both watched the movie together Saturday night at home. And I have to say this, I didn't have high expectations from it because I'm not a big fan of musicals coming to the screen. It usually doesn't work. It doesn't really translate. But I can say this at the risk of hyperbole, and I said this to Tuala, so I'm not just making this up. I do think that Wicked, the movie version, will end up being an American classic. And I know that's recency bias. I know that I am, just coming off of seeing it, but I had someone sitting next to me who had just seen it in theater, and she was swayed accordingly. I had seen it in the theater, and I love what I saw on the screen. And the budget for Wicked was $150 million, and you would think what was on screen was at least $350 million. When you judge Dune was $250 million and the Avengers movies were 200 something, and you see the majesty of what they put on screen with Wicked, the costumes and the set design and also the special effects, I'm thinking there's no way they could have done that movie for $150 million. My only drawback, my only concern, the only thing that I didn't like, and I said that even before I saw it, from Tuala's review, the movie ends, part 1 is what would have been the intermission with the live show. And it was. And for me, it felt incomplete. That's the only thing I didn't like. Yes, it was at a stopping point, if you will, in the story, but it didn't tell the whole story. And I know what's coming after that, so it left me feeling a little bit empty. But after you get the second half and you put it together, and it'll be required viewing that you watch them both together. I know what's coming, and the second act is even better than the first act. I think this will go down as an American classic.
The second act is better?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but you see how this sets up the story of The Wizard of Oz.
Uh-huh.
You get even more fill in the blanks of Dorothy's story and the people that she meets.
Wow. Okay, I'm excited. And that comes out, again, they shot them back to back.
Right.
So we get the second one this year, same time, I believe second week of November.
Yeah, I would have much rather they came out like 4 months apart.
Okay.
Don't make me wait the literal year to see the second part. Since they're not even going to stay in theaters all that long, why do you have to make everyone wait? I would have much rather they put this, let's say, in spring. I think this would have been a good movie for spring, but Wicked / Wizard of Oz, they wanted around the holidays.
And to your point, yeah, I was me and my dad streamed a movie last night, and the first thing that you see advertised is rent Wicked now, and he's like, "It's already available." I'm like, "Well,
yeah,
that's how fast it is."
That's how fast it is. It's gross $680 million worldwide, $450 million domestically, $230 internationally. And to give you specifics, it's been in theaters a total of 7 weeks. That's long by, contemporary standards, but not long by historical standards. You used to have movies in theaters for 5 and 6 months. The fact that it's made it to 7 weeks and still in theaters, it's still in more than 3,000 theaters. In fact, it went up 110 this past weekend, even though you can watch it on streaming.
Wow.
So there is renewed interest. Part of that, I think, is because of the Golden Globes. But a 110 theater increase 7 weeks in, and it's available on streaming. That'll tell you that film has legs. Coming in at number 1 this week is Mufasa, The Lion King. Sorry, I don't get into the Disney live action. I just can't.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Number 2 was Mufasa had 23 million in its third week. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, 21 million in its third week. Sonic has a total gross of $337 million worldwide. Mufasa the Lion King has a total of $476 million worldwide. The Lion King will probably it will cross $500 million, which is great. Makes money for it. It just won't get any of my money. Sonic the Hedgehog is doing well enough where there'll probably be a fourth movie. Haven't seen the first 3.
From my understanding, there's already a fourth movie.
They set it up for the fourth.
Great.
This last one was awesome.
Great. Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is a second awesome. Look, my son is literally telling me I'm insane for not watching it, Foosh. And you're saying it's awesome.
I'm gonna say this. You can have fun with it if you don't like know the actual video game story of it, but they did such a good job at keeping the characters exactly as what they were in the video game. I was really impressed with the second one when they because it's not a spoiler, when they introduced Knuckles, because now I'd be spoiling it, but the way they portrayed him was perfection. And then this one, it was basically Sonic versus Shadow, which he's like badass. But yeah, there's gonna be a fourth one. They already introduced 2 more characters that are in the original game. So yeah, I would recommend. It's honestly, because you like movies and you like anime and cartoons and stuff, I think you would actually enjoy it.
Now, so here's the thing.
Right.
On New Year's Eve, we watched Sonic 1 and 2. The fan, that's what we did, because my son kept talking about this third one, and we all wanted to excommunicate him from the family. So I don't know.
Wow.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I don't know. I guess because he's younger than I am, but I grew up with the game, and it's just like they did it to a T.
That's what he says.
They did it exactly.
Okay, see, I didn't play the game.
That's why, there might not be, there's
I don't have
a disconnect there.
attachment. Yeah.
So unless you just go, maybe if get a little inebriated, maybe it's more fun for you. Okay. But, for a fan of the game and the way they held the storyline, they couldn't have done better.
A shout out to Mark Ronner. Coming in at number 3 this week is Nosferatu.
Oh, what's the total now?
13 million domestically abroad this week, but worldwide has brought in 100 million, 69 million domestically. And here's something else which is interesting. It increased by 140 theaters.
It is a word of mouth film,
which brought it over 3,132 theaters. So it is gaining in momentum. Coming in at number 4 is Moana 2, still doing gangbusters. It's at 960 million worldwide. It will break $1 billion. The company will make sure that it gets over $1 billion. They'll buy up the tickets if need be.
I was going to see it until we got to Wall's review.
Yeah, I can't say I was going to see it, but
because the first one was great. But yeah, I'm not going to see it.
A complete unknown coming in at number 6. We talked about Wicked at number 5. That's the Bob Dylan movie. It's doing decent. It's 41 million domestically. It brought in 8 million this week in its second week, probably overperforming actually. Baby Girl at number 7, Gladiator 2 at number 8. And if I didn't say it before, let me just say it again. I was so underwhelmed by that movie. I like Denzel Washington, but it wasn't like Denzel Washington. It was Denzel Washington. It was Denzel being Denzel.
With a New York accent.
Yeah.
In ancient Rome.
And
yes.
he made it very clear he was not even trying to do the accent, so that doesn't bother me. It just seemed like there were really no high moments. There was no great tension. There was no great story to be told.
Agree.
It was just boring to me.
Well, there's a difference. I think it was unexceptional, but it was still entertaining enough to make it worth a watch.
What? With the baboons and the sharks? What?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That was pretty nuts. But yeah, because I'm a guy who has to watch stuff in order, kind of like you guys, I'm sure. So me and my dad watched the first one last 2-3 weeks ago, and then we went to see the second one. We said the same thing. It was fun, but the first one was definitely way better.
Yeah, I didn't think. It seemed like the movie bent over backwards to connect to the first movie. And I don't want to give it away. I just didn't buy it. I didn't believe it. And by the end, I didn't care about it. I didn't care who was going to be Emperor of Rome. I just didn't care. And the way they tied all that together and the summation of the movie, It was like, okay, whatever. I didn't buy the dual emperors. They were just kids. They were snot-nosed kids. They were brats. I didn't believe that they would actually rule over the Roman Empire.
I was pleasantly surprised by the main guy, Paul Pascal. He was better than I expected him to be.
Pedro
Pascal?
Paul, well, there's two Pascals, right? Oh, Paul Mezcal, Pedro Pascal.
Are you trying to be funny? Yeah, you just combined the names.
You know what? Now that I think of this, I think I did the same thing when I reviewed it for the Rana Report when the weekend it came out. Two guys with suspiciously similar names starring in this movie. Something's rigged here. But the main guy who we follow throughout the picture.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job.
That's Paul Mezcal, and he I believe, isn't he Richard Harris's son?
Is he?
I believe he's. I'll have to look it up. I'm not looking at any notes or anything. But I thought he brought a little bit more charisma to the part than I had anticipated just by seeing stills from the movie ahead of time. I liked him in it.
I liked Joaquin Phoenix better in that type of role, but that just comes down to preference.
So you like the antagonist? You like the bad guy?
Yeah,
this explains plenty about you, actually.
Yeah,
who doesn't love the bad guy? Wait.
I don't get it. What is the complaint?
I mean, just to Mo's point, he was brutal. Like that, I thought that was a pretty good bad guy.
Yeah.
It was definitely a bad guy you want to hiss at in a movie theater.
Oh yeah,
right. What's there to disagree on?
I tend to root for the good guys.
Oh, I don't. Seriously, especially the good guys are stupid. And without giving too much away, Denzel Washington is not a good guy, and he's not quite a bad guy. And I didn't know where to fall emotionally with him as far as what he was doing and why. He presents himself one way, and you realize, oh, it's not that way. And then it gets real complicated. And then I was bored.
Is he the anti-hero?
Stefan, what would you say? He's not an anti-hero. He has plots. He has designs. He has revenge. And I was with him as far as some of the reasons.
Joaquin Phoenix's?
No, I'm talking about Denzel Washington's character.
But you can't say much without spoiling it.
Yeah.
You can't. But yeah, I was going to almost say when you brought him up, he kind of just seemed like he was there just for his name. Because
yes.
He was just in it enough to like, I even forgot he was in it until the movie got to his point, and I'm like, oh, that's right, he's in this movie. And I get it's not giving anything away, but you really don't see him too much. He's almost like a minor character.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
But there's a large importance that he plays. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a Gladiator 3.
Well, no, we will.
I'm sure we will.
Oh, we will.
Well, what's the total? What did it bring in?
It brought in $2.6 million in its 7th week. It's grossed $449 million worldwide, 168 domestically, 280 internationally. There's going to be a 3. I don't know what the storyline is going to be, but they don't care.
I hope it's in 3D.
Well, like Jaws and everything. When you get the third movie, it's in 3D.
Exactly. Yes.
Do they do 3D movies like that anymore?
Occasionally.
Okay. You don't see too many.
Yeah. Funny enough, the last one I saw was Sonic.
Was it in 3D?
Yeah, they did the first one in 3D. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Still not saying it. It's later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM640. We have more information about the U.S. box office finals from 2024 and what that says for the industry as we move forward in 2025.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM640.
We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And during the last segment, I was caught off guard because my phone was going crazy. Give you some backstory. At the beginning of the show, I was talking about the Waymo story where this guy was caught in a Waymo going in circles. And people are saying, like, oh my gosh, how could that happen? And here on Later with Mo Kelly, we always talked about Waymo and all the issues. Well, when I was looking at that story about the guy who was caught in circles trying to get on his flight coming back to LA, the name was Mike Johns. And I'm thinking, Mike Johns, I know that name. And then I realized it's one of my fraternity brothers, a friend for like more than 30 years. We had lost contact because he's a big tech CEO now, making a whole lot of money. And I'm just doing radio and, lives going different directions. So I reached out to him and tried to figure out if I could get him on the show tonight. And I think Tuala's talking to him right now. What's the status right now? Okay, we can get him on the air. It'll be good so we can find out and get his story firsthand of what happened when he was in the Waymo. Hey, Stephen, tell me what's going on. All right, they're still trying to get him hooked up right now so we can get his story. All right, go ahead and bring him up. Mike Johns, my brother of Mega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated. How you doing, my friend? Mike, you there?
I'm here. How you doing, big dog?
I am well. Look, I saw this story of you going around in a Waymo, and I said, God, that looks like someone familiar. Then I read the story. It's like Mike Johnson's like, that's Dog from Las Vegas. And so I said, I got to reach out to you as soon as possible. Let me get out of the way. You were in the Waymo. You are a tech CEO of Digital State of Mind.
Digital Mind State.
Excuse me, Digital Mind State. You
Correct.
are an authority on AI when all this is going. Tell me, why did you get in a Waymo and what happened?
Let's do one better. First of all, I'm a futurist in tech, so I'm supportive of autonomous vehicles. I am definitely in full support of that. In this situation, I'm so much in support of it that me and my son was actually going to get in this, but it was me that did it on the second go around. I chose it. Just the future is here, and these are things that you're going to have to embrace regardless. So the glitches are happening right now. Ultimately, they may get fixed down the line. But in this situation, I got in the car trying to get back to the airport, going from Sky Harbor to get to LAX. As soon as I get in the car, it goes in a circle. And it's like, damn, it should have went this way, but instead it did this, does another circle. The second time, I'm like, and then I'm thinking, okay, by the second, third, it's a prank. It's somebody up to a prank. I felt like literally some of my tech buddies might have been one to do the perfect timing, even though I'm in Scottsdale at the moment. Somebody might have just set this up. But no, this is real. This car has actually been there's a glitch, not hacked. There's some sort of glitch that's going on. And the people from the control towers right there looking at the satellite systems probably realize, hey, this car has been going in multiple circles. Let me go ahead and contact the customer and try to resolve the matter. That's what Waymo was trying to do.
Okay. Mike, just so you know, can't have you cuss. Thank you for that. But when you were in the car and you're contacting Waymo, how much time has transpired? I know you took some time trying to contact Waymo, and it took some time for them to get back to you. So how long were you stuck in this loop, literally?
So, correction, you're in the car. I'm wondering what's going on. And as I mentioned before, as the car is in the circle, I believe that from their headquarters, again, everything is controlled by GPS and satellites. They were able to realize that there was a problem. They promptly over the speaker started to talk to me. I wouldn't even have known what to do.
Okay.
Then in that happening, they went ahead and needed my phone to help fix the problem with the car. That's where I was pissed.
They needed your phone. In other words, they needed data from you or to input a command?
They needed to, like edit your ride. Something fixing with the ride itself to then be able to go its course. So they needed me to actually do something in the app, inside the Waymo app, and then they were able to take control and regain control of the car.
All told, how much time did this take before you got at least moving towards your destination?
Man, I guess it was about 7 minutes, the longest 7 minutes.
Were you able, let me put it this way. If you needed to in an emergency, would you have been able to get out of the car on your own?
With anger, if it was more of if I found myself in a more of a dangerous or a threatening situation, I would have had to kick the windows. Absolutely. I would have had to kick the windows to do something because I couldn't get out the car.
The car seemed like it was moving about 10 miles an hour. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Did you try to contact anyone else during this process, or you only were in contact with Waymo?
Thank God it was in the parking lot, so I didn't feel, any danger or anything like that I actually filmed it. Like, okay, again, stunned. This is happening. Let me document this. And again, grace to God, they already knew that they realized that there was a problem. That's when they promptly got over their intercom system and started talking that they realized that there was a problem. I didn't call. I wouldn't even have known how to contact them.
Did you miss your flight? I saw conflicting stories about whether you actually missed your flight or not.
Yeah, did not miss the flight. Thank God there was a delay. Did not miss the flight. People that reported that I missed the flight were people that didn't talk to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw the video that you posted on your LinkedIn page. So this happened a while ago. Has Waymo reached out since and said, hey, we're real sorry. Can we give you like free rides for life?
I have not had any communication with Waymo.
Not even like a coupon in your email?
I haven't received any communication from Waymo.
Damn. Okay. Now, as a tech professional, you said, before I let you go, you said that, of course, this is, and I'm paraphrasing, that this is to be expected with technology. There's going to be glitches. Would you, at this point, as a futurist and tech CEO, recommend Waymo for a lay citizen like me?
Very good question. I would say this as my answer. You drive at your risk, at your own risk, at your own discretion. So a part of me will say, hey, data is out there that says, autonomous vehicles are safer than human vehicles. Once you get into the vehicle, anything can happen, be it autonomous, be it the human. Anything can happen. There's a greater source out there. But when it comes to me getting back in the car, having a sense of security, one of the things that I stand on is that for everyday citizens, you do not want to be a part of the experiment, especially when you're having to pay to be in the experiment.
Well, damn, I think that pretty much sums it up. Mike Johns, CEO, Digital Mind State. How can people reach out to you and find more of your work?
MikeJohns.CEO. We're out here doing a new thing called Make America Smart with AI. And so the timing of this, again, I'm here at CES campaigning on that. Make America Smart with AI. There's the new book that's coming out called Death of a Job. That's really going to be dialing in on what the world looks like between 2025 and 2030, which jobs are going to be here, change, and also which ones will be obsolete. Very important, because the Black and brown community must pay attention to this. Do not be a part of the obsolete society. Yee.
Mike Johns, you need to come in studio and sit with us sometime. I know you're in the LA area. We're probably like neighbors and I don't even know it. So let's stay in touch this time around.
I'd love to get with you. Inglewood, anytime. Say when.
Oh, I'm right outside of Inglewood. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We're neighbors.
Come on. You the big man. You don't even know what you don't know. When I saw your text, you were the one right out of UNLV helped set up my first interview. That's my love for you. My first interview with Warner Group,
I remember that. Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep this friendship going.
Mm-hmm.
Always. I'll be in touch, my brother.
All right. Thank you.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Golden Globes were last night, and I've always been pretty much nonplussed about the Golden Globes. We know about the sketchy history. Yes, they're trying to turn it around, but I try to not put too much stock into the Golden Globes. I was happy that Colin Farrell won last night for the Penguin. I thought we were vindicated in that regard. It's good to see him win. It was well deserved. But when I do tune into award shows, which is not often, I'm always curious to see how well the host can set the tone with the opening monologue. Usually if there's a bad opening monologue, it's going to be a bad show. It just usually runs hand in hand. Last night when Nikki Glaser did her monologue, I could tell a lot of it was written. A lot of it was off the top of her head, riffing off the people in the room. And I thought it was really, really good. And it, maybe not everyone universally loved it, but I could tell she was really putting in work. And I just wanted to play it. Here we go.
Good evening and welcome to the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night. If you're watching on CBS, hello. If you're watching on Paramount Plus, you have 6 days left to cancel your free trial. I'm Nikki Glazer, and I am absolutely thrilled to be your host tonight. Thank you. And I gotta say, this feels like I finally made it. You know, I'm in a room full of producers at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and this time, all of my clothes are on. So, yeah, it was worth it. Now, some of you may know me as a stand-up comedian and from my appearances on Roast, but I am not here to roast you tonight. I want you to know that, and how could I, really? You're all so famous, so talented, so powerful. I mean, you could really do anything. I mean, except tell the country who to vote for, but it's okay. You'll get them next time, if there is one. I'm scared. Ariana, hold my finger. Thank you. Thank you. Well, tonight we celebrate the best of film and hold space for television. Yes. Wicked, queer, night bitch. These are not just words Ben Affleck yells after he orgasms. These are some of the incredible movies nominated tonight. The Bear, The Penguin, Baby Reindeer. These are not just things found in RFK's freezer. These are TV shows nominated tonight. And what a night. I look out and I see some of the hardest working actors in show business. And by that I mean your servers. Yes. Yes, give it up. They'll be bringing you your cocktails to drink and your food that you'll look at. But I also see some absolute Hollywood legends. I mean, we have got some huge movie stars here tonight. Kate Winslet is here, Kate Blanchett, Colin Farrell, and let's not forget so many huge TV stars as well. Kate Winslet, Kate Blanchett, Colin Farrell. I mean, even Oscar-winning actor Eddie Redmayne did TV this year. He's nominated for Peacock's The Day of the Jackal, yes? Yes, it's about a top secret elite sniper that no one can find because he's on Peacock. I think I've seen more actual peacocks in my life than shows on Peacock. But Denzel Washington is here for Gladiator 2. Cynthia Erivo is here for Wicked. And Martin Short is here because we have cameras. I love you. Zendaya is here. Zendaya, you were incredible in Dune. Oh my God, I woke up for all of your scenes. You were so good. And Challengers, girl, oh my God, it was so good. I mean, that movie was more sexually charged than Diddy's credit card. I mean, seriously. Oh, no, I know, I'm sorry. I'm upset too. The after party's not going to be as good this year, but we have to move on. I know Stanley Tucci Freak-Off just doesn't have the same ring to it, but no baby oil this year, just lots of olive oil, okay? Tilda Swinton is here. Tilda Swinton. Amazing. Tilda Swinton is, of course, nominated this year for her role as Timothy Chalamet. You're amazing. Where is Timothy Chalamet? Timothy, hi, Timothy. You were great as Timothy Chalamet this year, too. Really. And I love you. And can I just say, you have the most gorgeous eyelashes on your upper lip. I think this is just such a good look. I love you. Dude, you were so good in A Complete Unknown as Bob Dylan. Wasn't he just incredible? So good, dude. Seriously. In fact, I actually read that your singing voice was so accurate that even Bob Dylan himself admitted that it was absolutely horrible. You nailed it. And you know, Timothy, you're just so great at playing these like beloved eccentrics. Dylan, Willy Wonka. Who's next? Adam Sandler? Please. Actually, your name sounds like something Adam Sandler would say. Salome. I'm Timothy and Salome. Oh, yes, Timothy Chalamet. I think Sandler's here. Sandler, can I get a Chalamet?
Hey, Chalamet! Oh, Chalamet! A good Chalamet to you, sir! A Chalamet to you!
Yes, Taylor, I love you. Well, we can't talk about movies tonight without talking about Wicked. And, I did not know much about Wicked going into this year because I had friends in high school, but I loved it. I loved it so much. Everyone loved Wicked. I loved Wicked. My boyfriend loved Wicked. My boyfriend's boyfriend really loved Wicked. It was so much fun. It's just it's so much fun seeing a musical in the theater. And, some theaters had issues with the musicals. At Wicked, some people complained that the movie was ruined by people singing, And then at Joker 2, some people complained that the movie was ruined by the images on the screen and the sounds that accompanied them. But I'm sorry, Joker 2. Where's their table? Oh, they're not here. That's right. Well, the legendary Harrison Ford is here tonight. I was actually talking to Harrison backstage, and after he gave me his drink order, I asked him, I said, would you rather work with Zendaya or Ariana? And he said Indica. So we're going to find him some so he has a good time tonight. We want you to have fun. Nicole Kidman is here. Oh my gosh. Nominated for Baby Girl. You're so good. I love that movie. I give it 2 fingers up. It's so good. This is your 20th Golden Globe nomination. I mean, incredible. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Thank you. Thank you for working so hard. And thank you to Keith Urban for playing guitar around the house so much that she wants to leave and make 18 movies a year. Keep strumming, you kooky koala. Oh, who else is here? Oh, look, it's 2-time Holocaust survivor Adrian Brody.
More sounds from the Golden Globes in just a moment. It's later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Last segment, we were talking about, very briefly, the Golden Globes. How I was pleased that Colin Farrell did win for his role as the Penguin. I enjoyed Nikki Glaser as a host and also her opening monologue. I thought she touched on a wide variety of things, didn't play it too safe, didn't go overboard. I thought she found that right balance. That's the type of comedy that I really do appreciate. It was heady. It was smart. You saw all the stories in the news from politics to entertainment, to just everything in between. It was really, really well done. I also took note of an acceptance speech by Demi Moore. And what I appreciated about it was she was very, very vulnerable. And I learned something about her that I'd never known before. I didn't know that she had such an insecurity about her look, about her career, and about her talent. And here is what she had to say.
I really wasn't expecting that. I'm just in shock right now. I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years. And this is the first time I've ever won anything as an actor. And I'm just so humbled and so grateful. 30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress. And at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have, that I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in and I believed that. And that corroded me over time to the point where I thought a few years ago that maybe this was it. Maybe I was complete. Maybe I've done what I was supposed to do. And as I was at kind of a low point, I had this magical, bold, courageous, out of the box, absolutely bonkers script come across my desk called The Substance. And the universe told me that you're not done. And I am so grateful to Coralie for trusting me to step in and play this woman. For Margaret for being the other half of me that I couldn't have done without, for looking out for me. To the people who've been with me for over 30 years, Kevin Eubank, Jason Weinberg, everybody at CAA, Untitled, LEAD, all of the people who've stood by me, especially the people who've believed in me when I haven't believed in myself. And I'll just leave you with one thing that I think this movie is imparting is in those moments when we don't think we're smart enough or pretty enough or skinny enough or successful enough or basically just not enough. I had a woman say to me, just know you will never be enough, but you can know the value of your worth if you just put down the measuring stick. And so today I celebrate this as a marker of my wholeness and of the love that is driving me and for the gift of doing something I love and being reminded that I do belong. Thank you so much.
Kind of surprised me because I never perceived Demi Moore as someone who felt dissatisfied with the fullness of her career. And that's my interpretation of it, that she wanted more out of her career, that she wanted either better roles or roles later into her career. Mark, you saw The Substance. I can't comment on that and her role in it.
I'll tell you, I was never a huge Demi Moore fan, but that really got my attention. She's fantastic in it. And the movie, some people might find it a bit much. It's pretty on the nose. And it lasts about a half an hour longer than you might think it should, but it's well worth seeing, and it really taps into like David Cronenberg body horror as well as some really sharp satire.
What is not, I'll say, an unknown aspect of Hollywood is women age. There are fewer and fewer roles for them. It's nice to see that Demi Moore has, I'll say, a rebirth and a resurgence. Even if she didn't win for The Substance, you can see her on Landman. She's doing more now than she's done, I would say, in the past 5-10 years. Of course, she's an actress of my generation. Saw everything that she did going back to Ghost and before that. I think she's a part of the Brat Pack, you could say. So she's always been a part of my cinematic life, if you will. But it's nice to see her have the resurgence, which is usually reserved, unfortunately and unfairly, for male actors.
And honestly, I was shocked. I thought she had at least 2 awards in the past. As long as she's been in the game, that really shocked me. And I agree with you too. Like I never saw her as a popcorn actress. Like I didn't,
no.
Because she did rom-coms and like, kind of sappy stuff, but they were, from what I saw, they were pretty heavy roles.
But I can't say this about Hollywood. It will try your self-confidence at every turn. If you don't have an unbelievable or even an unrealistically positive view of yourself, this business will destroy you. You have to be sure of who you are at every turn, and you can't look for outside outside support. If you're unsure of yourself, the business is going to eat you up.
It's even worse than radio.
I don't know.
You think?
Look, the stuff that I've heard over the years, I don't know. Okay? If you don't have a strong sense of self, you can easily throw in the towel in this business.
I was going to say, because there's so much rejection getting up to where I am now. But I think to Mark's point, the difference is not only do you have to get rejections, but some of it's based on your looks. So it's like, that's a little bit worse.
Well, and you have to have a really overpowering compulsion to stay in it, because careers, it's the exception for a career to last any length of time at all in television, film, or radio. You've got to really it has to be something that you must do.
Yeah, this business will move on without you in a heartbeat. Everyone is replaceable, and there's always someone newer, younger, cuter, better looking, less expensive, waiting to take your place. It's not fair, but it's a fact. Thank goodness I got Mark Runner to make me feel good about myself.
Till the end.
We'll see you tomorrow. KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
If you find yourself agreeing with everything we say, we're doing it wrong.
KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live.